Today, there's a new movie in theaters around the country that takes a look at the life of Jesus, but not the part of his life that Christians are most familiar with, his adult life, crucifixion, and resurrection. The young Messiah takes a look at Jesus, the boy.
Keep your power inside you until your Father in heaven shows you the time to use it.
There are rumors of a boy born in Bethlehem. You have your assignment.
Go! Go!
The Messiah is born. The star has been seen. He will deliver us.
He's just a child.
He is not just a child.
Earlier, we spoke with the film's director, Cyrus Nowrasteh, about the story of young Jesus. This film takes a look at a part of Jesus' childhood, a part of his life not often explored because there are few details available in the Bible. So what kind of research did you have to do in order to create this film?
Well, actually, this hasn't just never been explored. This hasn't just not often been explored. It's never been explored. This is based on a novel by Anne Rice that was published a little over 10 years ago. It was a huge bestseller and used all kinds of different sources. It was sort of, it was informed conjecture. It was fiction, but she knows her theology. In adapting it into a movie, however, we sort of had to re-examine those because whenever you're adapting a movie, there's things you have to change.
As a director, how challenging, you mentioned some of the challenges that you faced, but how challenging was it for you to direct Adam Greaves-Neal about his role?
You know, it wasn't that challenging because Adam is an incredible young man. I call him young man. He's young. He's probably now about 9 years old, but when I first saw him audition, he was 7. This is after a global search where we looked all over, including, we put out casting calls where we were sent, we saw probably over 2,000 kids. We were sent tapes and links to look at. Adam just was, no holds barred. He was the choice. No one else was even close.
Several other films about Jesus have very little of Joseph, if any at all. Will we see any of the relationship between Jesus and Mary's husband in this film?
Absolutely. That's the center of the movie. We're going inside the Holy Family like you've never been. My Jesus is not wallpaper like he's been in every other biblical movie. My Jesus is very prominent and present in this child's life. My Joseph. Joseph is very strong in young Jesus's life, and he's just a strong presence. He's a man, and he's also very sensitive. He's a loving father and caretaker for this child Jesus, and I think it's probably the freshest take on Joseph you've seen on film. People recognized they were working on something that was important and enriching and would hopefully cast a wide net.
Cyrus Nowrasteh, thanks so much for joining us here on Newsmax Now. It was a pleasure to have you.
Thanks, Miranda.